In this video series, we're just going to start going through the basics of GIS data and using ArcGIS Pro to create maps and analyze data. In this first installment, we're going to start at the very beginning, how to use the programs and the parts of the program. So I have ArcGIS Pro here, so once you have it installed and went through your licensing and everything, you'll get to this screen. Now, mine's in dark view. If you care about that, you can go to settings, and somewhere in options you're able to change it to dark view. If you have never made a map, you will just click new project and map, and you will get the pop-up to begin a new project. Name your project appropriately. So we're going to call this ESRI training, and you're able to choose a file location to put it in. And choose to create a folder if you so wish. I am not going to create a folder, and I'm going to hit OK. And I will get into ArcGIS Pro proper once it is done generating its maps. Now, things to understand if you have any history with ArcGIS and ArcGIS Desktop in the past is that an ArcGIS Pro project, the file that it saved, contains all of the maps for the project, all of the layouts for the project, and everything all in one project. In the old days, every file that was saved was a map and a layout. But in here, you can have multiple maps and multiple layouts and mix and match them accordingly. And we'll get back to this catalog pane in a minute. So beginning on the left and working our way through, on the left hand side of my screen is the contents pane, and the contents pane is exactly that. It is the list of the contents of your map, all of the layers, shapefiles that you have in your map. Up here at the top, you've got the pretty standard contextual ribbons that come pretty standard in programs now for all of your different things. The vast majority of what you'll do at the beginning being here on the map ribbon. On the map ribbon, you're able to create bookmarks, change your base maps, so you can change what you see on the base. Select objects, you got different ways of selecting things. You can measure, locate, and all of these other buttons. And we go through what all these mean further down the road. Notice that in mine, now I use Pro a lot, so I've got a bunch of stuff pinned over here, and you'll see that I have a box pinned, so to show you that any pop-up you're able to drag and you get these nifty little boxes here, and you can do it all the way over here and it will pin it like that, or split the screen, or if I put it here it's going to put it on the right, and then you have the option to pin it to make them go away and give you some more real estate. The more boxes you open, you can stack them on top of each other. That's why you see multiple ribbons here for all the different things that I end up using. And to open these different ones for the first time, if your program's new, you have to open them from the ribbon. So I'm going to go up here to View and notice that I have my catalog pane, my catalog view, geoprocessing, and all of these different boxes. So if I get catalog pane, that's what you're looking here, geoprocessing, and any of the other ones as you use them. So as you go through working, you can add these panes and pin them and close them if you want to. The two that you will use, or the three you will use most often, is catalog, the create features, and the geoprocessing. And you'll probably use symbology a good bit. So those four. You can pin them, put them on your other screen. I guess I should mention that though I'm only recording one view, ArcGIS Pro does allow you to have multiple screens. So I can take and have multiple maps and drag them to my other screen, or I can drag these panes to my other screen as well, so you have more real estate to work in. Before we go much deeper, let's make sure we understand that ArcGIS Pro is a mapping software. It is not a drafting software. And that sounds similar. A lot of people use it just to make pretty graphics or figures, but at its core, it is a mapping software. And maps have to be in relation to something. And we as humans have created a whole myriad of coordinate systems for the world. So depending on where you are, you got a different coordinate system, or you might just choose to use lat and long and stuff like that. But it's a mapping program, so it's expecting to have a coordinate system for your map and for the data you're bringing in it to it. And as we get into further in details or into the tutorials, that'll become more and more relevant. But I wanted to say that now and up front so that it's in the back of your mind. The only other thing that we'll cover in this first video real fast is this catalog pane. So it can get a little confusing. Maps is pretty straightforward. So these are each one of your maps, and I can right click on this icon here, and actually this is where I can make new things. I can make new maps, scenes, or base maps here. So I'm just going to hit new map, and you'll see that I've got two maps, and now I have two map tabs that I can go back and forth by. That blocking and pinning we looked at before applies to these two. If I click this and drag it, I can do this, and I can see both maps at the same time. So you have that ability, and I can close them just like easy, and I can reopen them from this dialog box. Okay, so maps are straightforward. Maps are where you will be looking at, the human looking at, and do your analysis and symbologies and all of that good stuff. Layouts are what you print. So notice that I do not have a layout folder in the new project, and I do not have the ability to make a layout when I right click here. But if I come over to insert, I can make a new layout here. So we're going to say a new layout, and I'm just going to use one of the default ones. So all of these come out of the box. So let's just do landscape letter. Notice that it created a layout subfolder, and now I have a layout that's called layout. Now that that folder exists, I can actually right click and make new layouts. So those are the two things that you will be creating as part of your process, maps and layouts, two of the things that you could be creating. There are two other main things I will cover. There's several in here, but only two we'll cover right now, and that's databases and folders. Databases are database connections that you have made in your project. Notice that by default, when I make a new project, Pro makes a database of the same type, same name as the project, and it is a file geodatabase. And we'll cover what these are in the next video. But I wanted you to know that that is where it stores. Folders, think of them as your shortcuts. It will default and create a folder connection to where you made your project. I can add folder connections such by right clicking. So I'll go add folder connection, and I'll just make one to my desktop real fast so that I have it. These are just kind of shortcuts. So now I can see it, and I can drag in, and I can see everything and drill in. So if you have network drives or folders that you use often, that's how you will do it, so that you're not drilling through a bunch of data or a bunch of folders to get to your data source. Not much to cover, even though in 8 minutes didn't cover much, but I just wanted to give you the quick tour of the program and the different parts, and go over this catalog in the first video. Next video, we're going to dig in deeper and start talking about manipulating and creating data and what that means for this catalog and for us as the user. If you found this useful, please like and feel free to subscribe.